This is the true story happened at the time Buddha was alive. Buddha, after helping 500 disciples of the Venerable Sariputta and thousands of humans enlightened through realization of the Four Noble Truths, went to Savatthi to stay at the Jetavana monastery and to resume preaching his philosophy to people who came there. It was at that time, a lowly, wily girl by the name of Sinkamanavika made a malicious, slanderous charge against the Buddha. The following is an account of that evil attack. At that time, the number of disciples of the Buddha increased by leaps and bounds, like a rising tide, during the first 20 years of his dispensation, termed the first period of enlightenment. And the number of devas, humans and brahmas who attained the 4 stages of fruition also increased with time. The name and fame of the Buddha spread right up to the roof of the world. The volume of offerings made to the Buddha grew so much. As the benevolent teachings of the Buddha flourished, a cosmic shift unfolded. The once mighty influence of heretics began to wane, their dark enchantments losing their grip on the hearts of the people. Like ancient forces giving way to the inevitable dawn, the offerings made to these dissenting figures dwindled, becoming as scarce as the ethereal glow of fireflies fading with the ascending sun. The sectarians stood at road junctions and made attempts to induce or force the people to make offerings to them instead of Buddha. They say, lay devotees, Bhikkhu Buddha is not the only one who has attained enlightenment. We have attained enlightenment, as well. Is merit gained by making offerings to the Buddha only? You can gain merit by making offerings to us as well. Therefore, you should make offerings to us also. Their appeals were of no avail, and they, therefore, assembled for a secret meeting, to devise ways and means to defame Buddha, so that people might not make offerings to him through lack of respect and esteem. In the ancient city of Savatthi, there dwelled a wandering girl known as Sinkamanavika. Her name was a reflection of her extraordinary origin, born of a moisture-laden tamarind tree, and she became widely recognized as the damsel who takes conception in a tamarind tree, Sinkamanavika. Renowned for her enchanting beauty and graceful demeanor, she was often likened to a celestial maiden. Strikingly pretty, she possessed an ethereal quality, with radiant energies gracefully spiraling around her body, casting an otherworldly glow that captivated all who crossed her path. As the discussion was in progress, a cruel, stupid sectarian put forward a plot to slander the Buddha and bring about his destruction by employing Sinkamanavika as an instrument to achieve their selfish ends. This plot was approved and accepted as an effective device for cutting off the flow of gifts to the Buddha. When the wandering girl, Sinkamanavika, went to their parks and stood before them in a worshipping posture, she was totally ignored by the heretics. She was anxious to know what was held against her. She, therefore, addressed them. Good sirs, I worship you 3 times. What wrong have I done to you, and what is my offense? What is the cause of your silence? This was their ironic reply. Sister Sinkamanavika, don't you know that Buddha has been going round and doing harm to us by depriving us of our gifts? Whereupon, Sinkamanavika said, I know nothing about this. What can I do for you in this matter? They gave her this express reply. Sinkamanavika, if you have our welfare at heart, you might use your personal charm as an instrument to destroy his fame, honor and gifts. She was thus charged with the task of performing a dirty job. Sinkamana's evil tactics. Sinkamana pledged boldly, very well, good sirs, you may rest assured that I will accomplish the task entrusted to me. Have no more worries over this matter. And she left the park of the heretics. She then started to bring her wily tactics into action. She dressed herself in a costume that was as red as the color of a flying insect and made her way towards Jetavana monastery with a bouquet in her hand. But she didn't enter Buddha's monastery right away. She waited until about the time when people were leaving the monastery after hearing the discourses. People casually asked her, "Where are you headed for?" She replied, "What would you gain when you know my destination? It's none of your business." This answer aroused people's suspicion on her. In fact, she actually went her way into the parks of heretics in the proximity of Jetavana monastery and spent her nights there. In the morning, at the time people were arriving from the city of Savatthi to pay an early homage to the Buddha, She prepared herself to look as if she had spent the night at the Jetavana monastery and was making her way back to Savathi. When asked as to where she had passed the night, she gave a similar answer. "What would you gain when you know where I slept last night? It's none of your business." This answer created even more suspicion in their minds. She went on keeping the same routine every day. After the course of 1.5 months, she began her campaign of defamation by replying, "I passed the night with the Buddha in his scented chamber." That caused the ordinary people to wonder whether she might be speaking the truth. Some 3 or 4 months later, she pretended pregnancy by tying her abdomen with rags and covering herself with red dress. And she started telling people that she got pregnant by Buddha. Unfortunately, many unthinking people wrongly believed her false accusation. Foul accusation in front of thousands audience. After 8 or 9 months, Sinkamanavika tied a disc of wood, which was cut into the shape of half of a globe, round her body and wore a red costume to assume the form of a pregnant woman. She struck her hands and feet with the jawbones of a cow to appear like a worn-out, fatiguing, expectant mother. She then made her way one evening to where the Buddha was sitting on the throne of Dharma and preaching to an audience of thousands. She stood right in front of the Buddha and made the following malicious accusation. "Dear Venerable, you've been calmly talking to people, keeping your lips tight. I have some news: I'm going to be a mom because of you. Now, you're not really thinking about getting things ready for the baby or getting butter oil. If you don't want to do it, maybe ask King Kosala, Anathapindika, or Visakha, the one who gave us the monastery, to help out. It feels like you're not really paying attention to your own family, but you seem to enjoy having fun with sensual pleasure." Sinkamana thus made a malicious accusation against the Buddha in the presence of a huge congregation, like a stupid woman trying to destroy the moon with a lump of feces in her hand. Whereupon, the Buddha suspended his preaching and, like a lion king, refuted her charge with a calm voice. "Sister Sinkamana, only you and I know whether what you have just said is true or false." Sinkamana was not to be daunted. She made another wave of attack by these words. "Truly enough, big recluse. This is a matter between you and I only, this advanced stage of pregnancy." Amidst the Buddha's serene composure, a ripple of discontent surged through the crowd as they listened to Sinkamana's accusation. Despite the Buddha's tranquil presence, the people's emotions ignited, and anger spread like wildfire, giving birth to chaos within the gathering. In the presence of the Buddha's serene gaze, Sinkamana trembled with fear, captivated by his calm and equanimous eyes that seemed to pierce through the chaos surrounding them. Misinterpreting the disorder in the audience, she mistakenly believed that the disciples of Buddha harbored anger toward her. Desperate to escape the turmoil, she made an attempt to navigate through the crowd. However, the quivering fear within her led to a series of clumsy missteps, inadvertently causing the wooden object to slip from her grasp and clatter to the floor. As the piece of wood, dropping from Sinkamana's supposed pregnancy, lay exposed before the audience, a collective realization swept through the onlookers. It became evident that her accusations against the Buddha were veiled in deception, and the truth of her claims crumbled with the wooden facade. The audience, now aware of the falsehood, saw through the charade, recognizing that all her allegations were unfounded and untruthful. In this revealing moment, the deceptive nature of Sinkamana's actions unfolded, and the air was charged with a blend of disappointment and discernment. This time, this atmosphere was really upon the girl. All those present condemned her and spat on her. Holding stones, spears and sticks, they dragged her out of the precincts of the monastery. Once she was out of sight of the Buddha, the earth split into two to claim her body. She was soon wrapped up in the flaming tongues of the hell's fires that swallowed her into the bottom of the great hell. When the people saw the heretics in their true colors, they made lesser offerings to them, while the alms received by Buddha grew without limitation. Power of not reacting. This tale imparts a profound lesson on the potency of not reacting. Amidst the chaos and accusations, the Buddha's unwavering composure stands as a testament to the transformative influence of remaining calm in the face of adversity. The power of not reacting is unveiled through the stark contrast between the Buddha's serene demeanor and the tumultuous emotions of those around him. By maintaining inner stillness, the Buddha not only diffuses potential conflict but also exemplifies the strength found in choosing thoughtful responses over impulsive reactions. This narrative becomes a timeless reminder of the wisdom that lies in the quietude of one's spirit, emphasizing the enduring impact of restraint and composed action in the midst of life's challenges. In the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, emotions often run high, and situations can trigger immediate reactions. However, there's a transformative magic in the art of not reacting, a skill that extends beyond mere self-control. Let's delve into the profound psychological benefits that come with embracing the power of calm and collected responses. 1. Emotional resilience. Reacting impulsively to every situation can lead to emotional roller coasters. Not reacting allows us to develop emotional resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and navigate challenges with a composed mindset. By not letting every disturbance dictate our emotional state, we cultivate a more stable and resilient mental outlook. 2. Improved interpersonal relationships. Choosing not to react impulsively fosters healthier relationships. When faced with conflict or disagreement, responding thoughtfully rather than reacting emotionally opens the door to effective communication. This approach encourages understanding, empathy, and collaborative problem-solving, strengthening the fabric of our connections with others. 3. Enhanced decision-making. Reacting impulsively often clouds judgment and leads to decisions based on fleeting emotions. Not reacting provides the mental space needed for clear and rational thinking. This enhanced cognitive clarity facilitates better decision-making, as we can weigh options and consider consequences with a calm and focused mind. Stress reduction. The constant cycle of reacting to stressor can contribute to chronic stress, negatively impacting both physical and mental well-being. Choosing not to react breaks this cycle, reducing stress levels and promoting a more tranquil state of mind. This, in turn, supports overall health and contributes to a more balanced and fulfilling life. 5. Mindful living. Not reacting is closely linked to mindfulness, a state of being present and fully engaged in the current moment. By cultivating mindfulness, we train ourselves to observe thoughts and emotions without immediate judgment or reaction. This mindfulness practice brings about a heightened sense of self-awareness and a deeper connection with the present. Empowerment and self-control. In embracing the power of not reacting, we reclaim control over our responses. This self-control is empowering, as it enables us to consciously choose how we engage with the world. By stepping into the role of active responders rather than reactive participants, we shape our experiences and interactions in a manner aligned with our values and goals. In a world filled with constant stimuli and pressures, the psychological benefits of not reacting are profound. This practice is not about suppressing emotions but rather about understanding, observing, and responding intentionally. As we navigate the intricate dance of life, the transformative magic of not reacting becomes a valuable ally on our journey towards emotional well-being and resilient, mindful living. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey into the psychological benefits of not reacting. If you found value in understanding the transformative magic that lies in remaining calm and collected, don't forget to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. For more insightful content on mindfulness, emotional resilience, and self-discovery, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell so you never miss out on the wisdom we share. Remember, the power to choose our responses is within each of us. By embracing the art of not reacting, we pave the way for a more mindful and fulfilling life. Until next time, stay present, stay empowered, and stay tuned for more empowering content. Take care,